Hello. Thank you so much for taking the time to view my Educational Technology Internship presentation. A little about me. My name is Kaleigh Braverman, and I'm an Ed Tech graduate student at Loyola University Maryland, working to obtain my master's degree in September 2019. I have earned my bachelor's degree in integrated elementary education and special ed from Towson University. I'm a fourth grade English language arts teacher at Vincent Farm Elementary with 4 years of teaching experience. Previously, I served as the yearbook advisor and musical choreographer at my elementary school, and I consider myself a lifelong learner, always looking to achieve the next best thing in education. For an overview of my internship, I chose to discuss who, what, where, when, why, and how. In relation to who, my colleague Emma Webster and I completed this internship together. Our internship targeted intermediate English language arts teachers at Vincent Farm Elementary. The participants, however, ended up expanding to include 4th and 5th grade teachers of all content areas, our administration, our reading specialist, and our art teacher. In terms of what, our internship consisted of 3 professional development sessions regarding tech tools that could be utilized in intermediate ELA classrooms to provide consistency among tech used between grade levels. The 3 tech tools addressed were KidBlog, Common Lit, and Board Builder, which are all tools that we receive free access to as Baltimore County Public Schools teachers. In terms of when, all collaborative planning sessions and professional development sessions were held after school. Collaborative planning sessions lasted anywhere from about 2 to 3 hours, while professional development sessions lasted about 45 minutes. In terms of where, all collaborative planning sessions and professional development sessions were held at Vincent Farm Elementary in my classroom, a comfortable learning environment for all who were attending. For why, through this internship, our goal was to educate staff members on innovative technology tools in order to maximize the benefit of having one-to-one devices for all students at our school and to provide consistency for students and teachers. With consistency among tech use between grade levels, students would then have the opportunity to become masters in using specific technology from year to year, allowing for higher level thinking to occur in the classroom and cutting back on the amount of time that we take each year to teach and reteach how to use certain tech tools. Regarding how, through numerous collaborative planning sessions with my colleague, we were able to create an internship proposal that fit our school's needs, plan for professional development sessions, curate relevant resources using a collaborative group page, and reflect on our practices. We held successful professional development sessions on KidBlog, Common Lit, and Board Builder, and received positive feedback from our participants regarding our instruction and the available resources. Overall, our professional development sessions provided participants with an opportunity to learn and explore each tool, encouraged transfer from the session into the classroom, and helped us to determine as a team which tech tools would be beneficial to adopt school-wide in the future. Continuing with my overview of the internship, there were many learning goals that were addressed throughout the process of this internship. Overall, my partner and I wanted to organize and implement PD sessions that regarded intermediate ELA tech tools in order to deepen our participants' understanding of each tech and encourage transfer of new learning into the classroom. We were definitely successful with this goal based on our participants' reflections using surveys at the end of each PD session. Each professional development session also had 2 specific learning goals that would be addressed throughout the session, as you can see listed on this slide. For our internship process, I created a timeline of important events that occurred throughout the spring semester. First, my colleague and I discussed internship proposal ideas in the beginning of January. Next, we held a collaborative planning session after school to actually curate and create our internship proposal. We then submitted our internship proposal for approval to our instructor and our principal at the end of January. After receiving approval for our internship, we began collaborative planning sessions after school to prepare for our first PD session on KidBlog in the beginning of February. Our KidBlog PD session actually did not take place until the beginning of April due to time constraints in the schoolhouse. However, we were extremely prepared due to our collaborative planning sessions prior. After our PD session on KidBlog, we held another collaborative planning session after school in order to reflect on our first professional development and in order to prepare for our second PD session on Common Lit. Our second PD session was held after school in the beginning of May, and after that, we held yet another collaborative planning session to, again, reflect on our professional development session and prepare for our third and final session on Board Builder. This third and final session was held in the beginning of June. As a wrap-up to our internship, we held a reflection session together following that final PD to review our internship and discuss the pros and cons that we experienced. Our first PD session on KidBlog was extremely successful, considering that neither of us had ever hosted a professional development session before. We had 4 participants in attendance, our fellow 4th grade team members, a 5th grade teacher, and our reading specialist. During this PD session, we introduced the tool of KidBlog and the benefits of this tool in our classrooms. We watched an introductory video about KidBlog, discussed application to our classrooms, and helped our participants get started with KidBlog by helping them create accounts, create classes, add students, personalize their pages, and familiarize themselves with the features of the tool. On this page, I show a tweet that I had tweeted out after our PD session, thanking our participants. The resource page that we had curated on our Schoology group. The initial email that I sent to invite our participants, and the introductory slide to our presentation. Our second PD session went off without a hitch, much like our first PD session. This time we had 3 participants, each of which participated in our first PD session as well. Again, we introduced the tool of Common Lit and the benefits to our classroom, watched an introductory video, discussed the specific features to Common Lit, introduced helpful resources, and helped our participants get started with Common Lit by creating accounts, locating articles that could be used with students in class, and much more. For our third PD session on Board Builder, we again had 3 participants, 2 of whom were new participants to our professional developments. We introduced our tool of Board Builder and the benefits to the classroom, watched an introductory video, discussed application to the classroom, and helped our participants get started again with Board Builder, creating a board that could be used with their students and finding pre-created boards that could also be used with students in the classroom. I really liked the setup of our professional development sessions because there was consistency between each of the 3 sessions, and participants who were re-participating each time were able to know what to expect and really get a lot out of our presentations. Our Schoology group that we created was extremely beneficial in order to curate our resources in one place that all people could access. We highly encouraged our participants and those who were unable to attend to join using the access code so that they could all reap the benefits of our hard work. Our Schoology group became a safe place for participants to ask questions and receive feedback on their work. And this group housed all the resources curated for each PD session topic, organized in a way that everyone would understand. The great thing about this Schoology group was that it can be utilized anytime, anywhere, and will continue to be utilized next year and in the future. I also created a Symbaloo for easy access to our internship products that are housed on this Schoology page, because if you are not a Baltimore County school teacher and you have not joined our Schoology group using our access code, you will not be able to access our resources. For our internship key concepts, there are 5 that I specifically chose to focus on. To address key concept 7.1, in our internship proposal, we reflected on how our PD sessions would support the tech integration models of SAMR and TPAC. Specifically, we achieved the transformative level of the SAMR model with our PD sessions and also addressed all aspects of TPAC. In order to address key concept 12.1, in our internship proposal, we addressed the multiple models of change and applied them to understand where our school fell and how we could help better implement positive change. Specifically, we reflected upon the ACOT model, Eli's 8 conditions of change, and the 5 perceived attributes. To address key concept 13.2, my colleague and I used multiple tech tools for collaboration in appropriate ways. Specifically, we collected our reflections on a running Google Doc that we could both access synchronously and asynchronously. In addition, we created a Schoology group through our learning management system on which we could collaborate with each other, but also with the participants of our professional development sessions. Finally, we used Microsoft 365 and specifically PowerPoint in order to synchronously be able to work on our presentations. To address key concept 15.1, my partner and I led 3 tech-related professional development sessions for our colleagues over the course of the spring semester, specifically focusing on KidBlog, Common Lit, and Board Builder. We also curated evidence that our colleagues would effectively implement these technologies with surveys via SurveyMonkey, through which participants provided feedback and indicated that they would be utilizing their new knowledge in the upcoming school year. To address 17.1, my partner and I were able to choose appropriate tech tools to present upon, curate the relevant resources needed for the tech tools, evaluate their benefit in the classroom, and help our colleagues to implement them. During our professional development sessions on KidBlog, Common Lit, and Board Builder, we modeled the process of locating and evaluating these tools for our colleagues so that they could determine their purpose in their individual classrooms. For my internship reflections, I chose to separate them into pros, cons, and next steps. The things that I thought went really well were our successful first-time PD leadership, collaboration, positive feedback received from participants, the curation of our resources, maintaining our Schoology group, and addressing the needs of adult learners. Some things that I think we could have worked on would be participation from all staff members, having more available time for professional development sessions, continuing documentation throughout our internship, and making our professional development sessions more learner-centered. So, for our next steps, I believe that we should address the specific cons, hold refresher professional developments in September when people are fresh and ready to learn, and encourage continued use of our Schoology group. Thank you so much for reviewing my internship presentation. Please feel free to contact me in the future.